Hello, this is Plutoburns, and welcome to the book review of Gil's All Fright Diner Review. This is probably one of the funniest books I have ever read. I can count on one hand the number of books that have made me laugh out loud while I was reading them, and this is now counted amongst them. It follows Earl and Duke. Earl is a vampire and Duke is a werewolf. And I would describe both of them as white trash. Yes, in spite of the fact that both are technically considered immortal, in the sense that they will not die of old age and have dark powers of transformation and death and killing, they drink a lot of beer and drive around in a beaten up old truck. And because of this truck is running low on gas, they have to stop at Gil's All-Night Diner, which is run by Loretta. Loretta is having zombie problems. Which leads to one of the funniest moments in the book, where Earl gets dogpiled by some zombies, who are described in the book as having a certain undead stick-to-itiveness. He gets dogpiled, and Loretta is like, "Oh, Duke, I'm so sorry about your friend. I'll offer you a free slice of pie." Earl is, of course, fine, and Duke just turns into a werewolf and utterly rips them to shreds, because zombies are no match for a good werewolf. But that opening scene really just does set the tone for this book. This is a very tongue-in-cheek disassembly of horror tropes, and how those horror tropes would hold up when they become much more commonplace. This is a world where the fantastical has become mundane. Most people are human, but zombies, werewolves, vampires, ghouls, ghosts, all those things are established to exist. It's common knowledge that these things are real. Now, the details of their existence, what vampire transformation works, what werewolves have to do, those are much more open towards misinformation as portrayed by Hollywood, but the fact that they exist is real. And it's just a very interesting breakdown of how society would be if these things were more of a nuisance than a fantasy. Now, the main conflict of this is that Loretta's Diner is standing on top of an entrance or a gateway to the old gods. We're talking like Cthulhu type stuff here. And a witch, who's a really, really hot 18-year-old girl, is trying to free them and bring about the apocalypse and reshape the world in her image with her really stupid lackey who's just trying to get laid. And what really sells this character is the fact that she's doing this because she's bored. She could have anything she wants, but she lives in middle of nowhere Midwest, and there's not even a movie theater in this town. So, she starts cavorting with the forces of darkness. It was her way of passing the time, and the only logical solution was to become a mistress of evil. And she has the abridged version of the Necronomicon, and she also gets her spell supplies from a mail-order catalog, which has very reasonable rates, according to her. And the whole book is just laugh out loud, and okay, none of the characters are particularly relatable. I personally don't find much that I share in common with Earl or Duke, but watching them go about their day is quite funny and amusing. And most interestingly is that the last third of the book becomes really dramatic and romantic at the same time. Earl encounters a guardian spirit of a cemetery who received no instructions from the previous guardian spirit as to what she's supposed to be doing. But she's also the guardian spirit of a cemetery where no one else is being buried anymore, so she will never be replaced and has essentially been stuck there since about the 70s. Earl, as a vampire, is capable of touching and interacting with ghosts, and personally is kind of skeeved out by them and their weird ectoplasmy skin. But he strikes up a quite sweet romance with the girl, Ghost. And it's really well written in places. Of course, they also have to save the world from being destroyed, and that kind of doesn't come off so well because I just haven't really learned enough about the rest of the world to care about it. But our main characters are in danger of being killed, which I do care about. And they really do, despite the fact that they're a vampire and a werewolf, you really do get the feeling that they are in danger of being killed, along with the rest of the world, of course. And ghosts. Apparently ghosts can be killed if you slice open their ectoplasm and leak out their soul, which never comes back. But, apart from that last third where it cranks up the drama and actually pulls it off, this is just hilarious. It features zombie cows that go moo. It features a ghost who cannot pass on until he gets a hole-in-one on all of the miniature golf holes at the town's miniature golf course. And it features ghouls who, though they speak in growls and whispers because they're ghouls, when you actually translate what they're saying, are essentially speaking like high-class British folks discussing the latest results of the cricket match. They get very clerical about, that was an excellent growl you gave there. Very intimidating. Oh, why, thank you. And it's just one of the funniest things I've ever read. It's by Ailey Martinez, and it's only about 300 pages. You can get through this in about a day if you take your time with it. I absolutely did not, and blasted through it in about 4 hours, making it the ideal length for a plane ride, a car trip, or just a long waiting period that you've got nothing else to do on a wet and dreary weekend. So Gil's All Fright Diner gets an enormous recommendation from me, and I hope you can find this book and enjoy it yourself. Thank you for watching.